This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news. Okay, hey, we're here.
We are. We might be the only ones. I know we are competing with a potential last game of the season
for the Philadelphia
Sixers.
76ers.
And you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with not watching it.
Oh, you're okay with not watching it. Are you okay, Dave?
I was driving home on Sunday afternoon, and I was just thinking, it's stupid that we like sports in general.
This is where you're at in the cycle of Philadelphia
I still love them.
sports.
I love them. I love them, but I acknowledge that it is stupid. Like, why we invest so much of our emotions into complete strangers playing a game.
Yeah.
This
is like it's one of the 12 steps of grief, but it's for
Yes.
sports. You've already been through the anger, the bargaining. Now you've reached acceptance where you're just like, this is a trivial thing to get upset over anyway. I hit that. I was there maybe 3 days after the Eagles won the Super Bowl or lost the Super Bowl. Excuse me.
Okay.
After they won, I was still drunk 3 days after.
Yeah. Well, that one win, because I'm trying, sports has led me to more hurt than good. It's been overwhelming in Philadelphia sports.
If you're a Philadelphia,
if we lived in Boston or something like that,
that would be different.
Or whoever else perennially wins. But yeah, the Sixers, especially, they haven't won. I was 1 month old.
Yeah,
when they
you never got to actually enjoy it.
No, I mean, I enjoyed the Iverson season, but even they got fucking gentlemen swept in the finals.
Yeah, and we were also young as hell when that happened. That was also a long time ago.
I was a man then, 18 years old.
Okay, well, sure. All right. I say relatively a kid compared to how you are now, but it was still long enough ago that it's a distant memory. Now we have to hope that like half of Joel Embiid's face, the Sixers hang on.
Yeah. And if they don't, they have no one to blame
but
themselves. And I have no score up. So
Oh yeah. For our listeners at home, we are depriving Dave of what may be the last Sixers game of the season. He will announce the score if it happens during the show, and we'll watch his heartbreak or elation live.
It won't be elation because it'll still be down 3-2.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And that would be one more game of Tobias Harris too. I finally discovered the equivalent of Tobias Harris.
Who's that?
Like what Tobias Harris does. You're not a big basketball guy?
Yeah, no, I'm a casual fan, but I don't follow it that closely.
Well, a lot of times in games, he'll have like a really good 5 minutes early in the game where he puts up to like 12 points or something. And you go, holy shit, we're going to get a good Tobias game. And then the final score, he'll have 14 points on the game.
Yeah.
And I finally realized the comparison. He's me in school. Like when early in the class, like, oh, I know the answer. Like you jump on a few easy ones.
Oh yeah.
And then the hard ones come and you're like I did my part.
I'm coasting. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good school tactic, actually. Yeah. Get in early. Yeah. Don't be lazy. And then be lazy when your skill level is surpassed. It's a good way to do it. I just feel sorry for Embiid watching this man limping and half of his face is fucked up. And the poor kid's like, this guy, like, give him a break. I mean, I know he can't take a break because he's one of the best players in the league. But
took a big break.
I know, but I just feel bad. I also love the irony that we are the 76ers, right? The general trappings of liberty are our symbol. And this guy suffers from something called Bell's palsy.
Oh,
how could that be? It's perfect.
That's the mascot. Yeah.
It's perfect. You know what I mean? And I've been thinking all day of like what other maladies could afflict members of teams that would be that ironic. I thought obviously like the Bullets, not a team anymore, but you could get shot if you were on the Bullets.
Bring a gun into the locker room.
Yeah.
Which happened.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I think the Magic, this one's a little outlandish, but you could get sawed in half.
There's 8 teams in the NFL that can get bird flu.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. You could be Siegfried and Roy if you're on the Bengals.
There you go. Yeah. You could time travel to a Roman Colosseum. No, if you're
I guess you could have like a building collapse on you, or if you were the Steelers, you could be on a boat.
There's so many laborer jobs in there. You could get injured as a Packer, as a Steeler.
Yeah, so many factory kind of injuries you could experience in the NFL. Boeing, the Jets, right there.
The doors are falling off that team.
Yeah, so all right, well, think about that. I know I just sprung that on you. It's a fun little exercise. I've been doing it all day. Think about what malady could affect what sports player.
You could go all Christopher Reeve on a horse. I was actually thinking the Phillies, but then I remember there's Colts and Broncos.
The Broncos.
Like Philly, I don't know. Like, is that a cigar? Is it a horse?
It's like a little horse, right? But not the way they spell it, right?
Philly is Filly
Yeah.
for the horse.
So obviously, we do have a little word fun there, but
which is also like the one you call like a woman back in the day, like in the 20s.
Like when you would call her a dame or something.
A filly.
You'd be like, this little filly over here.
Yeah. Look at those haunches. It's all horse comparisons.
Or haunches?
Haunches,
right?
haunches led up. Haunches.
Haunch?
I don't think it's exactly your ass. I think it's like kind of lower ass,
lower
back
ass
of leg area.
Do you think haunches are going to come back?
I mean, I still like a good. There's probably an actual name. Haunch is probably not the term you want to say in front of a woman.
Yeah.
Like if you're, excuse me, I was just noticing across from the bar, your haunches are spectacular.
What can I say? I'm a haunch guy.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a haunch hound.
I just like my haunches. It's like my haunches. Haunch hound. Write that down, y'all.
That was our unspoken.
Yeah. Okay, haunches. I hope,
or is it like it's somewhere? Is it the whole back of a leg, or is it a part of the back of the leg?
They say on your haunches, right? And it's supposed to mean like when a dog or like an animal's like
the buttock.
Right.
It's
like
the buttock and thigh considered together in a human or animal.
So I was actually
okay.
I mean, I eliminated half the buttock because I said it was lower buttock. I said it was this area. I think I nailed it.
It's
I know
just
my
the
haunches.
butt and thigh. It's a haunch. All right, I'm going to start complimenting my girlfriend's haunch.
Yeah.
I mean, like your haunch, baby.
You like a good butt.
Haunch.
You like a good thigh. Why is it inappropriate to like a haunch?
If it's a goth girl, she's got haunted haunches.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice.
I thought you were just reading the dictionary example.
No, I was just thinking about what I was into when I was a teenager.
Neil's big haunch goth girl.
Dude, goth girl, because I thought they all wore like the baggy witch clothing, so you couldn't really check out their haunches.
Not always.
Well, now there's like OnlyFans. There's like OnlyFans goths now. The whole genre has changed. Goths really went when we were young. I know that you have a very 90s, like you're locked in, and then you're right. The 90s goths, not that hot. There's like, all age appropriate for us, Christina Ricci or something like that.
Yeah, we had our Shirley Mansons or whatever.
Yeah, right. There was Shirley Manson. There was Elvira. I don't know if she would be classified goth. She's just kind of a vampire.
Was she our fucking her? Because I feel like I've seen her recently and she looks exactly like she did then, and then also in the 50s.
Yeah, I don't know when Elvira seems timeless.
Is she like the ultimate warrior? Has there just been like an Elvira dying and then a new Elvira swoops in without us even knowing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the Dread Pirate Robert.
Oh yeah, it would have been a couple of them, like from
Fairuza Balk. Yeah, Fairuza Balk. She was a goth. Was she a goth or was she just a goth in that movie?
She got typecast hard, right?
Yeah, she was a goth in a lot of stuff. Was she a goth in real life?
I don't think so.
No, that was the water boy chick, right?
Yeah.
I don't and Almost Famous. But yeah. All right, I don't need to list her fucking IMDb.
Anyway,
page.
goths have changed. Yeah. Goths in the modern day, there's a whole like hot big titty goth aesthetic that happens now.
Are you speaking of what's happened? I hope you're not. Okay. Well, I know you're talking about OnlyFans.
But
I hope you don't know if this is what's going on in high school too, because
no, it might not be happening in high school. It's happening on the internet. So is it happening in real life? No, not really. But people have that aesthetic.
Because I feel like hot everything on the internet.
Yeah, I feel like you can judge aesthetics on the internet because if people are wearing it on the internet, generally they're probably going to be wearing it out. Like if it's a lifestyle, I don't know, maybe not.
We got to get our we need to hire. hire. We need to find a free person.
We're not hiring
to
anybody.
do investigative journalism for us.
We need a pro bono investigative journalist
Exactly.
to investigate goths in high school.
For exposure. Why go to one of those other podcasts when you can watch
Exposure is definitely a word I want to be linked with in a high school story.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to high schools. I'm that divorced from that. But it's happening on the internet, a place I'm more comfortable being than, say, the grounds of a high school.
To look at Oh, Jesus.
I don't know where you're going with that one, but
you feel more comfortable on the internet looking at regular aged women than at high school. Okay.
So looking at the regular aged women who haven't graduated from high school, the people that are in that.
Don't you notice when you're standing outside a high school watching them, they can see you back?
That's weird, right? It's not fair. It's not fair.
What's the deal? Actually, that's actually a pretty opportune time.
That's pretty
that impression.
That is, I think that's probably already been done, but the pedophile Seinfeld would be a very funny character. Like, what's the deal with Megan and why did she get the law?
Is she seeing anyone?
Yeah. Okay. I feel though like that has to have been done though. Somebody has to.
There's 0% chance.
Yeah. It's been so long that Seinfeld's 13-year-old girlfriend probably has a 13-year-old daughter that Seinfeld's interested in. So
that joke is probably so old he wouldn't even sleep with it.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. But speaking of things that would actually get me to not sleep with somebody, that's such a weird transition, but I thought it would work.
It works.
Kristi Noem, the governor of one of the Dakotas, she wrote in her book.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. They should be the same state. In fact, that's one of the greatest American travesties. There's 2 Dakotas. It's not necessary.
And Carolinas.
Have you ever met, and I'm going to be, maybe this is hateful, maybe this is bigoted, I don't care. Have you ever met someone from North Dakota or South Dakota and been like, man, you're really not like the other Dakota?
I could have cut you off at the beginning of the first half of that sentence. Have I ever met anyone from Dakotas?
Yeah,
I don't think I have. Would you advertise that?
No. You might know. They might have an accent. I wouldn't even be able to tell you what that accent is though.
I assume it's something. Isn't it near like Wisconsin and Minnesota? So it's like a don't you know kind of
like
thing?
a Fargo, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to get a second investigative journalist on this.
We got to get one to travel and one
2 birds with one stone.
To scour the internet for us.
Just scout a high school in one of the Dakotas for us. Please.
Yeah, one to check out stuff that we don't legally feel comfortable checking out.
High schools, North and South Dakota. But yeah, I
go on.
Yeah, so Kristi Noem, the governor of one of those lovely states, wrote in her book that she bragged about having a dog that was hard to train named Cricket. And so she was like, the dog just wouldn't stop misbehaving. So I took it to a gravel pit and shot it to death. She shot a dog for misbehaving, not even crazy misbehaving, just regular dog stuff.
Now,
and this might be like the line. She was like on the short list to be Trump's vice president, but now it's like getting a big pullback, which I like because I think we finally found the line, which is dogs.
No, someone's gonna make that political too, and say like, "Oh, I bet the left supports dog killers," or because we remember we talked about this a few episodes ago. There are no more universal likes anymore.
That's right.
Sydney Sweeney's tits were out for everyone to see on SNL, and then the right is winning now. And like, no, everybody should get to enjoy Sydney Sweeney's tits.
Everyone is winning in that scenario.
And everybody should hate. And this sounds like a puppy, right? So it didn't sound like she took a lot of time to train this dog.
No, so this was sort of like day 2 or 3 of training, as I understand it. She was not very happy with the dog.
Yeah, it turns out, I mean, I love the use here of the dog roughed up some pheasants as well as a neighborhood's chickens on an ill-fated hunting trip. Like the idea of just a dog roughing up, just, you fucking look what you did. Look what, like, it's just got,
like jacking him up,
got the pheasant up by a collar.
So, and you said, I don't know, you said shot it to death. For some reason, that makes me picture her shooting it a lot of times.
I feel like it too. I feel like this was like a Reservoir Dogs situation, standing straddled over the dog, just unloading on it,
Was that in Reservoir Dogs? I remember there was
they're kind of standing like that.
There was the Mexican standoff. That'd be a fun story if you got a dog involved in a Mexican standoff. Is that term still okay? Probably not.
I feel like that's actually a really good question.
It's not.
I think you can use it. I think it's still allowable, but
then I will.
I think it's
neither of you will stop me.
Oh, you make me. Why don't you make me? I feel like because the left hates guns, they haven't got to it yet. Like no one on the left has been in or involved in a Mexican standoff to be like, this is problematic.
You were talking about dog killing. Like if you kill a dog, the left loves dog killing, only if you do it without a gun.
Hey, listen, I was here for Michael Vick's tenure as a Philadelphia Eagle, and I got to say, I don't know if the left likes it, but everyone's willing to compromise on it if you can throw 80 yards like getting sacked.
That's right. So the only way for her to get out of a role of villainy is if Trump also hires Chip Kelly to be part of his staff.
Yeah. That was Andy Reid with Vic. Andy Reid brought Vic onto the team.
But wasn't Chip the one that Michael Vick was still there when Chip Kelly came around, and then Chip Kelly got rid of the whole fucking team.
Yes.
And he became the villain in the situation where Michael Vick was there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how much we love our sports in Philadelphia, is that if you trade LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson, we will hate you more than the guy that drowned dogs in bathtubs. So, hey, Christy Nome, you can have a second act if you get in with Andy Reid. I suppose that would be the message I would give to her. I'd be like, hit the combine, start working on, your squats. Work on your 40-yard dash.
Get those haunches.
That's right.
Get those haunches ship shape.
Those haunches out. But I love it. I don't know. I feel like that we're in this space now, which is one of my favorite news places to be. And I only point this out. Both sides are stupid real right after, but the left does it totally differently because they're like crowdsourced on the internet. And so when something happens and leftist needs to react to it, there's like a billion people arguing over like what the first step should be. With the right, it's complete radio silence for like a day or two until the orders start like coming down from the top of like what the narrative is, what we're saying. And then they all like get in like, not all the time, but like often get in lockstep with each other. And then there's like, whether or not it's the dumbest bullshit you've ever heard, at least everybody is like pushing the same line. So it's almost like, all right. And we're in that now with the Christy Nome thing where you can feel like the guys, like the Fox News producers are like, fuck, how do we make shooting a dog in a gravel pit American? So,
well,
I just love that weird silence that happens where people are like, the argument hasn't been hashed out to talking points yet. So people are actually like, yeah, well,
I've got it. Positive spin.
What's that?
You said she shot a puppy?
Yes.
All right, hear me out. Theatrically speaking, it's always been way sadder if an old dog gets killed than if a puppy gets killed.
Sure.
If an old dog gets killed, that means you've lost a member of the family, a friend. He probably did something heroic. If a puppy gets killed, you know you're about to see the most badass fucking revenge sequence.
You're right.
That's the only examples I could think of.
The only thing you could do with a dead dog is like set up revenge.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing else.
Think about Turner and Puppy Hooch. If he was a puppy. I don't remember.
He was a
the
puppy.
Movie. He died
really
at the end of the movie, though.
Yes, he did.
But that was sad. He was an old dog. He did something heroic.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Old Yeller or fucking Where the Red Fern Grows, but I wasn't even thinking Turner and Hooch when I thought of sad, dead old dog.
I was wondering, out of all the dead dog stories,
I'm saying it's a fucking time-honored classic. Yeah. If she shot an old dog, no positive spin, but somebody can get revenge for that fucking puppy.
I think that if, the next great director, it will be the guy who does the Marley and Me for Christy Nome.
Did he? Marley died. I never saw Marley and Me. I heard it was sad.
It was
so
sad.
I assumed Jennifer Aniston died. No,
Marley and Me is not only sad. The last time I flew on a plane, you fly on a plane, you don't want to rent the screen, so you try to watch the screen of the person who rented it in front of you. Well, I decided to do that until they put on Marley and Me, and then I had to stop watching. And that was the first time I was ever in a situation where I directly didn't want to see the thing that was right in front of my face. And so I had
you turned into like a Clockwork Orange
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Philadelphia to, I believe that was Dallas. And I had to sit there watching Marley and Me against my will.
Oh,
it was,
and that's
heartbreaking.
And that's what sucks about dog actors, because like you can disassociate yourself with it if you don't have the earbuds in, but dogs,
no,
they don't fucking have any lines of dialogue.
Right.
They are all emotive right here. It's all visual, baby.
Right. They gave all that fucking all those flowers to the dog from Anatomy of a Fall this
I didn't
year.
see that yet.
I didn't see it either,
okay.
but the Oscars, the dog was there.
Right, yeah.
It had its own seat. What about Marley? Marley was breaking my heart. I couldn't even hear a single thing in the movie.
I know. Same. Did you ever see that movie, The Artist? It won Best Picture, black and white. It was like a silent film.
Okay, no,
they wanted to. A modern day silent film. They said obviously they were going to win the fucking award, even though it was a dog shit, fucking grueling watch of a movie. But there was a dog character when the main character was trying to kill himself because the talkies were coming in, and like the dog fucking nailed that scene.
Did it?
And I was that's why this whole movie should just be replaced with dogs, and that.
Just an all dog version of a thing.
Yeah.
That's great. Not even Wishbone did that. Wishbone only had one dog involved in the reenactments of
which I learned about on
this
show.
We taught you about that. Yeah, the Wishbone. Wishbone was only one dog and a bunch of people. You do an all dog reenactment. That sounds like the madness of like a demented billionaire. Like, we're putting on Macbeth and it's all dogs.
I keep your reenactment and just thinking like the Civil War, like an all-dog reenactment of the Civil War.
Honestly, I would watch that YouTube video. I would spend the 20 minutes of watching that.
I feel like casting would be easier for a World War II dog movie than a Civil War dog movie, personally, because I know exactly which dogs I'm casting as the Nazis.
Well, okay,
already.
That's fair.
Ooh, what would a Jew dog be?
Oh,
is this an alley we shouldn't turn down?
I'm gonna put down Jew Dog just as a title thing.
We're obviously not gonna
just for us to laugh at the end when we decide. What about Jew Dog? And we'll be like, no way, we will be crucified.
I think as long as I keep an upward inflection, like Jew Dog instead of Jew Dogs.
Yeah, 100%. The downward inflection there is no bueno.
Yeah. Although if it were an all dog cast, would Jew Dog be a slur, or would it just be acknowledgement that it is a Jewish dog?
We're in dangerous territory.
I feel like
we're up against a basketball game. If there's ever a time to have this conversation,
it's right now.
If we do like a Super Bowl Sunday show,
I can listen to you just talk about casting dogs for every role. Honestly, at this point,
That's it. You brought it up. Ain't no rules as a Jew dog can't play basketball. I don't know. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I saw my shot.
With the Jewish,
just seeing the cogs, seeing the cogs working.
Bud is such a
Bud is not really a
jovial. It's such
Budstein, get over here right now.
Yeah, Bud's kind of a goy name though. It's not really
I don't like it for a dog.
Not really one of the chosen. Bud. Yeah,
I love it.
Like Air Shmuley.
All right, so we're casting dogs for every race of people now.
Okay, cool. This is gonna get
it's perfect.
Dobermans. No, I'm not.
The funny part is they already do this in movies where dogs are being animated.
Do.
They already do it. Like they're like the Chihuahua has a Spanish accent. You're like,
remember Cheech Marin, everybody? It's like half the time when we were growing up, the Chihuahua was Cheech.
All right, so we'll skip the Jews. What's like the American soldiers? Is that gotta be golden retrievers, or is that the bulldoggers?
But golden retrievers don't seem very fierce. Like you'd think, like for an American dog in a war movie, you'd want something that was a little more
but
haggard, like a little more war-worn.
Think about George Washington's pose standing on that boat crossing the Delaware.
Right.
What dog would fucking hair in the wind what standing there majestically? Who would do it better than a fucking golden retriever?
I don't know.
True.
I do feel like it's the most American of
Yeah.
dogs, but it just doesn't seem like a war dog to me. They're like
War dog,
fluffy and war dog. Yeah. Like, are like goofy, fluffy. The shepherd, obviously.
That's good for generals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. A golden shepherd. Yeah.
What was the one that has
I feel like
the
America
whiskey?
should have like a lot of dogs because we were like a little more integrated, not in the way that we consider counting, but at least it was like people that otherwise wouldn't have been fighting with each other, like Italians and Irish people. Back then they hated each other so much that mattered to them, but like, so I feel like it would be like a golden retriever, like a labradoodle, be like there's a couple of dogs representing the American troops.
Wait, I've heard of what is labradoodle? Isn't that little fucking toy dog? Isn't that what a
Labradoodle is like a or like golden doodles, I think they're called, which I think is the dumbest name for
Nothing-
a dog.
There's lots
I
of
don't want a
doodles.
patriotic dog to be a doodle. I don't know, a Yankee doodle. Okay, but either way, I don't. That's fucking beating a German.
There's multiple types of it depends on like the amount that they've been bred. Again, these are all like hybrid dogs, right? Like these
Yeah,
are
they all look different because they're kinda like muddy.
depending on how it comes out. But usually, when
and
you see a
mutt.
lab,
You would have to have like a
we would
mutt.
just be mutts. Yeah,
Yeah,
It
there would
just
have to be
bunch of
like a
great
mutt. Hell, mutt's like a name you would give an American soldier, So
Yeah. I feel like that's a dog slur, though.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, at a certain age.
No, 'cause I
now
don't
you
think
could
so, 'cause
be a few things. Yeah, now
The
like
dogs don't care what kind of dog they are. The only humans care about that. That's why, people that have breed dogs take great care not to have those dogs go out and have sex with some street dog because they don't want the bloodlines.
Street
That's
dog.
the people. I'm sorry, is that offensive?
It depends.
Is that problematic?
in this dog version of the war, are they talking dogs or are they?
This is the
Should we just
question.
have them not talk at all?
If
If
they
don't
are
talk,
talking dogs, I feel like
then
more of the
street dog.
social
Or
compact
yeah.
applies to them, and then maybe
so
you have to be careful about what you do with the. But I think if it's just regular old dogs, the dogs don't care. How can you?
Is there okay? So you have like a champion, and it goes out and fucks a street dog. Is there like a child support thing in place? Like if I'm the dog owner and it goes and fucks some street dog, and that dog has a litter, am I in any way responsible for that litter, or can they just fucking die on the street and nobody gives a shit?
This is.
I don't think I would say nobody gives.
I
a
should have waited for
shit.
the end of that. Yeah.
yeah.
Legal-
Well, I knew Dave. I was like, I'm gonna wait to see where you're going with
In
this.
legalese.
No,
That's the type of dog, I think.
no. In fact, it's terrible. You should see what the Amish dog breeders do. They're very not nice to the dogs. Then they're like some of the biggest. It depends on who you are, right? Some dog
Sure.
breeders are nice, and some are not. They look at the dogs like Michael Vick, and they're not as nice.
No.
So if you want,
Was he breeding him too?
Uh,
If you breed him for a specific purpose, then yeah, do what you want. No,
he had like a whole facility, so I had to imagine it's pretty easy to breed dogs. Just like put them in a room together, and then you are like, all right, now they're gonna have puppies.
Why don't we try that with people? I
think it would work.
No.
I think
Wait,
even if you put
wait, doing a history lesson in my head. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. I think prison shows that even if they can't reproduce, you put two people in a room, and one of them is at least gonna try.
They'll fuck or fight.
Yeah. Well, thank God I get out of this room in like 30 minutes. No.
But I was never answered legally speaking. So a dog on the street gets pregnant. Do they do fucking Maury Povich testing?
No.
In this situation.
I mean, it has happened if a dog from the outside. I have heard of this where someone has sued because their bred dog has a dog jumped a fence. Fuck that dog, and then they're like, that dog is worth a lot of money, and I'm
Right.
suing you now.
That seems
That's about it.
excessive
Yeah.
to me. But maybe
How
that's just
high
one
are-
of those insane lawsuits.
Dog
that
loves
makes the
dog
news.
love. Dude.
How high are these fences? Because if the dog can get over that, that's a good breed right there. That's the fucking
Right.
that's the dog come. I don't care if it's a mangy street dog.
Yeah.
It's got good. You're breeding some jumpers.
This dog, this dog Aladdin is.
Yeah.
I mean, good.
Assuming that's good jumping. Like, is that what do you when you breed a dog? What do you just want it to look nice, or do you want
Yeah.
it to have like good physical attributes?
It depends on what if they're trying to sell them to people, then they just breed them to be like cute looking. But for like dog shows, they breed them for like whatever. I don't know, the shit they need at dog shows, because you have to stand a certain way and do a certain thing.
But what does that do other than that lap around the fucking thing? Like what?
Well,
what's
nothing.
the dog's
It's
motivation? No.
Treats. If I had to guess.
Dave is trying to get himself down to the level of dog
Yeah.
to understand them more fully, I think.
I'm talking about
Which is
just
nice.
owning it. Like what? Okay, so you have a dog that can run around the track daintily,
Mhm.
but what's a good use for that other than selling it?
So,
but when the
yeah.
people that like, I want a dog that
Well,
does this.
Well, that's what it is. They're like resource. They're like, hey, most people at that are rich that do it, that the dog show shit, and just like anything else, they own the dancing horses and the show dogs. It's just another thing to do and have. But like, there's greyhound racing people. I mean, now that is just the next level, kind of just as pointless.
That's where you want the fucking jumper.
But I mean, there's no real point in greyhound racing or any racing really, other than we like it and it's fun. Doesn't do anything for the animals to win. So is that just as useless, or at
If it
that
had a
point do you see
destiny,
the
yeah.
use of it?
I don't. Yeah, I agree with you on racing. If it isn't a circle, you know how I can get to this point faster? By fucking standing here.
So you want the dog that won't run?
That's the smartest dog.
That well, I guess
If the
it depends on
if
what
the
happens.
dog had the wherewithal to know that, like, oh, my destination is here, and I could either take the fucking scenic route or stand here to get here. That's a smart dog.
You would need the dog would need to be smart enough to communicate that, because otherwise people would just be like, this dog won't run. We gotta
First of
drown
all,
it in a bathtub.
even if it was able to, first of all, I've communicated that, and people still called me stupid and lazy.
Fair. That touche.
So yeah, you're giving humanity too much credit
It's true.
with the dog being able to communicate it to them.
That is true.
The dog should have no reason to explain itself to us. That's the smart.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe dogs can communicate way better. They just feel like they don't need to.
They're
Who the
above
fuck
it.
are you to
Yeah.
ask? Yeah, who the fuck are you to ask me?
You and my friend, you trained him to fucking walk daintily for no purpose.
I mean, we did way worse though. Like we like French bulldogs. They could barely breathe and they all die early just because we wanted a dog that like looks like that. We're like, what if we took the nose
Yeah.
away?
We want-
That's fun. Like, what was that for?
Do we want to? It's like cheek. It's fucking cheap flaps cover its mouth, right? Isn't that what's wrong with the fucking thing?
It can't breathe because the whole apparatus that dogs breathe with is that schnoz.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
So-
kind of dog would you be, buddy? I feel like we talked about you. You're trying to figure out what dog. Sorry.
No, this is a good
Uh,
question.
first
I'm
of all,
wondering what kind of dog you'd be.
I'm a cat.
Oh, yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
I
Yeah.
find a good spot. That's just my spot for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's kind of a
don't like
greyhound.
people. I could sleep 20 hours a day if the powers to be let me.
Yeah.
I say if we have to go dog, that kind of sounds like a greyhound to me.
I thought they
So-
were the fucking race dogs.
Yeah, but they're not. They're like weird that they run and they're crazy fast, but then when they're not running or like they're old race dogs, they just they curl up in like a circle and they just lay there and they're very chill and very quiet and lazy.
I don't want to be anything that you could name public transportation after
But that could be almost anything.
because I fucking hate public Yeah, but they have named public transportation after.
All right.
I told you. Did I tell you guys? Because Neil's show was last Saturday, and I took the train into the city because there's no good parking anywhere fucking near that place. And I was on one of the cars, and like I was ready to get off, and there was just a dude laying in front of the fucking door
Oh God.
with his leg up, like, and I was hoping, okay, we're at 8th and Market now. Hopefully, he acknowledges where we are relative to where he is, and gets. So I like stood near him, but not, like directly in front, like, because he also had a lighter. He was just setting it off near his face,
Okay.
and he had a pretty bushy beard, so that thing
It's dangerous.
could have gone off at any time.
From everything you've told me, it doesn't seem like this man cared that much about his
Yeah.
personal hygiene or safety.
So I'll say one good thing about public transportation. They did a good thing to put 2 doors on each cart, because that's where everybody seemed to migrate. Nobody was really taking this challenge on directly.
Yeah.
I was really upset that there was no one trying to get on from the other side too at that.
Watching an entire crowd of people completely morph to avoid one human interaction with a crazy person is amazing.
Well, yeah, they're all scared now because of that one case where the guy had that homeless guy in a chokehold for 22 minutes, which
I forgot about that.
Is the exact amount of time you're supposed to deprive someone of air if they're frightening people.
Right. The guy was like a Marine and he knew that. And
he's a Marine. He knows this.
He knew all that info and he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
It is a non-lethal amount of time to not breathe for 22 straight minutes.
Yeah.
Have you tried to ever just think about I tried to think about strangling someone for 22 straight minutes. Just think of it. Not even think about doing it. Just think it. And even then, I'm
lose
fucking
interest.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it for more than 3 or 4. The person already has to be severely out of breath when I start strangling them.
Oh, I'm not even talking about I'm talking about just having my mind think about
right. Right.
strangling.
I'm saying like
out after like a couple seconds.
The trick is you got to get them when they're already out of breath, so that it's less to do. You know, you're already kind of cut 5 minutes off of the time.
Hey, I'm going to choke you in a little bit. Just take a little wrap around the block, get a little winded, then I'll choke.
Right,
you.
like if they were getting out of the pool or something,
okay.
You know, and then you just like push them back in and then you do it. You got at least 4 extra minutes there that you don't have to.
That can't be how it works.
The wildest podcast I've been on.
Okay, so if I ran a race around a track, you could kill me quicker by strangling me than if I ran the race the smart way and stood there.
That is what I'm arguing. Is that if Neil is sitting in the stands and you are running around the track and you run a mile, well, let's say 2 miles. I feel like a mile's bad for you, but 2 miles.
Let's say I could even run a mile.
I'm spotting you the mile. I have faith in you. I'm saying after 2 miles, you're exhausted. Okay, you're tired. You're huffing and puffing, and Neil's just been like sitting drinking a cool, refreshing soda. It would take me longer to strangle him than it would take me to strangle you to death because you're already out of breath.
It depends because I know I'm breathing in more thicker gulps than if I was just sitting there. So if you got me on an inhale or an exhale,
that also would probably save you,
because I probably would last longer if you got me on an inhale because I took in more breath.
Right. If I was like, I'm about to strangle you and you went, okay, that's got to be like worth another 30, 45 seconds of life for you, you know?
Okay, so this guy on the train, that guy, not my guy from this weekend.
I understand. You weren't touching.
So so he could have saved himself by running a mile before getting on the train. Oh, he could have.
No, you just would have died quicker. if the person
if you're choking someone for 20. I don't think the fucking the autopsy person no fucking, why can't I think of words all of a sudden?
Coroner.
Yeah, coroner.
Mortician.
Yeah, that was later. The coroner. Do you think the coroner would be like time of death 7 minutes into the strangulation as opposed to 12 minutes into the strangulation?
Well,
I don't think they're that good yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can tell. I'm just saying the 22 minutes, I feel like that guy took a big breath because that seems like a long time.
And the Marine, being a trained killing machine, took note of that.
Well,
and us normal civilians strangling homeless people on the train would not have that burden of knowledge and say, I think 13 minutes of strangulation would do the job.
Well, listen, okay. I will say that I remember this fact because I went and I kneeled, so that will protect me from all the things I'm about to say now. But 8 or 9.5 minutes, I forget which number it was, is a lot less than 22. How did the one guy last 22?
So that guy
and
didn't
George
last
Floyd.
22. I looked this up. So because 22 minutes is the record at which you can hold your breath set by an expert, like a elite athlete. Like you cannot do that.
Okay, well this
guy
chokehold lasted 6 minutes. So I just pulled a random number.
Yeah,
because I was going to say George Floyd was like a big dude.
It was not.
And he was like 8.5 minutes, and the guy was kneeling on him. It was crazy if another guy lasted 22 minutes because that's like a pretty hardcore That's not just to this. That's
Right.
like
Yeah.
kneeling on the neck. So like that's worse. So I would say if somebody lasted 22, okay, that makes more sense. It didn't happen. It did happen, and that guy's dead.
that's
But
just
I mean, like,
that's just a record. It wasn't someone being choked, right? Like it was just
Yeah.
he was holding his breath like underwater. I
Yeah.
believe was the longest record ever held the breath.
would be hard to measure the world's record of how long you could go without being strangled to death.
Yeah,
It would be sort
it
of.
would be tough. But so
limited
did you end up? So you ended up going out the other door. You did not. I was hoping the story ended with you attempting to jump over the man in between the door, like.
First of all, I could have stepped. He wasn't a large
Okay,
fellow.
okay,
I mean, he
gotcha.
was bigger than me. You know, in appearance, I don't know. I guess he had the leg up. It's hard to tell. It's hard to get a good measure of his height, but it was still a guy laying on the train. If it was a midget laying on a train in front of a door trying to set his beard on fire,
I would be mad that
question.
you didn't tell me that story before today.
I
That
thought I
was the
mentioned it at the
situation.
show.
No, I'm saying if it was a little
Oh.
person laying in front of the door,
Oh, I can't.
that
not-
instantly becomes way more notable of a story
Yeah,
in your life.
I saw a midget playing drums for a cover band once, and I fucking had to rush on stage and talk about it immediately. But I'm saying, no matter who it is, be it dwarf or giant, if I see anybody laying in front of a train door with a lighter, you're just letting a lighter off in front of their face, I'm probably taking the other door.
Yeah.
Even if I could 100% take the person,
Yeah.
there's still something not right there.
There was an old guy in a neighborhood I used to live in, and he would lean out into the street and scream at passing cars, and he would always be like, "No, I reject your system," is what he sounded like. And I loved him. But what I especially loved is he's always in front of the CVS, like the pull-out parking lot for the CVS, and it was a walkable neighborhood, and people would walk, and there was like a crossing. There was on one side of the CVS and the other, and people literally would wait to cross just to go around this guy because he was so like fundamentally like threatening looking.
And he said it was an old guy.
Yeah, it was like an old fat guy with like had like lion-esque like hair and a big old unkempt beard, and he would just scream, "Only I reject your system," at people. So obviously there was something like not.
Decent catchphrase.
Yeah, I thought it was always cool because like I would like go to work and I'd be like, I reject the system too.
Yeah,
You know, like I
And
agree.
is
I
he-
reject.
Yeah,
the
is he
system.
crazy or is he the smartest one amongst all of us? Is he that dog that fucking stood there because he knew he was already at the point of destination?
That's right. The Labradoodle himself.
Yes.
He was. Then he disappeared. That he was gone one day and never came back, which is the fate of many street dogs.
Some of those people get around.
They do. He might have
Yeah.
relocated, but I feel like he didn't stay local. I feel like a lot of times those people relocate locally.
So do you think you guys learned the lesson and he was like, my work here is done?
Oh, maybe when I thought, like, you know what, maybe I do reject the system. He went when he put like a knapsack over his shoulder.
He
Walked
winked,
to
he
another
turned
town.
around,
Yeah.
winked. And then even before he was past the horizon, he still just majestically disappeared.
Mirage fade.
Yeah. There was like a heat wave and he kind of just
Yeah.
became it. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. I hate that. Like, because I do see people like that. And they're like, there's just a dude that came into like a restaurant bag and they're like, just go, bow, 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 bow. And that dude had so many more places to be than me.
Right. These guys keep really tight itineraries as well. They're all over the place, these guys. Or they're dedicated to one corner and they never leave. There's like dedication. So there's hustlers. I guess both are a hustle. You're grinding either way if you're out there.
They have purpose. And I can't say that about
Yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get you.
I know I'm a neutral. I'm a net neutral person.
Yeah.
I don't make waves if I'm here or not. The world goes on regardless of if I'm here or not.
Yeah, if it was like D&D stuff, you're like neutral evil or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that how it goes?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
on what would you be?
Yeah.
You
Am I
would be
neutral
like
evil.
chaotic neutral.
Yeah, chaotic
maybe.
neutral. That's what I'm looking
What
for.
about me's chaotic? Besides the things I say
It's-
from time to time.
The measurement is it's chaotic, evil, and evil, neutral, good, and then chaotic and
Lawful?
neutral and lawful.
Lawful,
Yeah.
right.
So they're two different measurement schemes. One is lawful, chaotic, and neutral are like you either Neutral's like Han Solo or whatever. You follow the beat of your own drummer. Lawful's like you follow the rules. You can be evil lawful. That would be like a demon that's trying to get you to sell your soul.
Like a
'cause he's using
politician.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone who tries to see. Yeah, those are the people that are net negatives. They
right.
could die. Their loss is our gain.
Right. So like lawful doesn't mean good. It just means lawful. And chaotic means you don't acknowledge the rules at all. You could be good chaotic, like I don't know, a Terminator
Batman
2. Yeah, or Batman. Yeah. But right. So you, I would say, would be chaotic neutral, and that you don't like, no, maybe you're lawful because you care about the rules. You have your own set of rules.
I don't have empathy.
True.
Okay.
But I do know right and like I know right and wrong. I think I have a pretty strong sense of that.
Yeah, I think okay, you're lawful. You're lawful neutral because you're not good or evil.
Yes.
You're in the middle, but you do care about the rules, even if it's your personal code that doesn't match the outside world.
Personal code.
Yeah. I know it's weird to think that you have a personal code, but I'm sure you
can't think
do.
of anything that I think is good that I guess like abortion and stuff like that. There's a bunch of people out there that think that's
Yeah.
evil.
Oh, but
okay. Yeah.
But with
okay.
with the D&D thing though, it doesn't mean the rules
There's
like
no
the
abortions
laws.
in D&D.
That's a good question. No, I don't think there's I guess it's D&D, so it could be whatever you want, right?
I've never played D&D, so I'm just going to say nonsense, right? I cast a level 7 abortion on you.
It could happen. That's the thing. You could do whatever you want, right? But I don't think that's in the book. But
$1 million idea. Go on.
The 7th level.
Yeah, Gygax had that in the back, I guess, maybe. You didn't need these during the pod. Sorry, it is live, so I should have asked these during. But did you need these pictures for during your jokes, or was this for something?
These are news joke pictures.
These are news joke. Thank you. Okay,
because
we're getting close.
Cat
Sorry.
staring at us here on the screen for one of my jokes.
I'm excited for them.
We'll see it for one of the jokes. Yeah, but yes, I think that you are okay. We've settled on that. Yes. What your D&D alignment is. I don't know what.
Oh, you're probably more good.
Good. I think I am chaotic good. I don't care too much for rules. I'm pretty, but yeah, I'm good. I try to do the good thing.
Okay.
Usually. Unless we're talking about people that haven't booked me or something like
that. Have, yeah.
Did you ever play D&D, Dave?
No.
Did you ever think about what character you would be? Would you do a wizard stuff?
I don't know
anything?
what the options are because I never played. Is it just like normal JRPG shit? Like you could be a knight, a wizard?
Pretty much.
Sort of, yeah. There's that. There's also, you could be different races.
Never.
Well, in D&D, it's okay to be racist because the races are dwarves and elves and minotaurs and things like that.
Are
and you can just
more obedient or
you could be a goblin, even though technically they're generally bad guys. You could still play as one, and
I feel like, but you could be a good goblin. Like
you could be a good goblin.
I feel like I have the facial features for a goblin.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, kind of like a J.K. Rowling goblin.
I don't know what her goblins look like. I never.
Well, J.K. Rowling's goblins own the banks in the Wizarding universe.
And why are her opinions controversial?
Yeah,
again?
exactly.
Yeah, so strange.
Yeah, she's a character named Cho Ching, and the goblins run all the banks. I wonder what. Can you believe that she has some antiquated views?
Trust the science. I know she knows what she's doing now. As I said it before, she's made her money. Now she wants people to leave her alone.
Yeah,
she made something too beloved, and it's annoying. I'm guessing.
It is funny. We can't have anything. Like, I didn't grow up with Harry Potter, but most of America did. Mm-hmm. And then it got like the pure enjoyment of it got snatched away. And I love that. Grow up. Yeah. You're an adult. You're going to have to, everything's complicated. Your favorite author hates a whole bunch of people.
I know. I can't wait till Taylor Swift's at her breaking point. And what she says, she's like, I'm now a billionaire. How do I get these dumb little bitches to stop fucking I just want to go to fucking Walmart if I need a fucking Brita filter.
She can't though.
Yeah,
she can't.
So what can go? Yeah.
One of the things that she does with Travis Kelce is they go to the mall on like dates together, and I know that because there are a trillion pictures of it.
Exactly.
And it's just them in the mall. It's the least interesting thing in the fucking world. I mean, notable, sure, but like,
is it?
Well,
Notable?
I feel like if it's one of those things where it's like, if I was sitting here, it would be notable for me to be like, I saw Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce at the mall. It's pretty cool. But to post it online and to like make a journalistic endeavor about it, lame. Bullshit.
But you know who can probably be pretty ignored at the mall right now? Fucking J.K. Rowling. I bet the fucking water at J.K. Rowling's house is pure as shit because she could go to Walmart and get a Brita filter whenever the fuck she wants now.
See, I feel like she might have overcorrected though. Because now, depending on where she is, like, if her friend calls her up and she's like, JK, let's get on the private jet and go to Brooklyn for this cafe that just opened. She's like, I can't go to Brooklyn. Like, they'll spit on me there. Like, there are places that she can't go.
That's fair.
Now, most of the places are fine. But, I'm sure there's probably some hipster place in London that she can't go.
Okay, it's probably like a 5-year window or something because people are going to find the next thing to be fucking pissed at a celebrity about.
Yeah.
So she can just spout her trans shit for right now and then wait 5 years and then go get all the Brita filter she wants.
See, this is why it's really not her plan, but it would have been a perfect plan. She would have had to stop. She still talks about the trans shit. She lets people on Twitter like goad her into the same argument over and over again. If she had just said it once or twice, got canceled, and then disappeared, perfect plan. But she keeps wading back into it and like ginning that anger up again. Right. If she just left it alone, people would have moved on already. Like people would have already been like, yeah, whatever, fuck her. But
maybe she knows that because they're planning on rebooting the Harry Potters. Maybe she knows if that fucking comes out again, she's going to have to go through the whole hullabaloo again. So she's going to keep spouting the trans shit until they officially pull the plug on the Harry Potter remake. And then it's 5 years, Brita Filter City.
Just cruise.
Yeah.
We got to go to the news.
All right, there we go. That's great. Shut up. Shoot the shit. You're talking news. You're talking news. We're here to shoot the shit. Talking news. Anything. I didn't get a single text during the episode, so I don't know. Dave's phone was blowing up. Yeah, you took time to tell me he's too popular.
Yeah, I'm more net positive than I thought.
Yeah,
people would care if I died.
It's probably related to the 76ers, which is probably what they care about.
No, I don't think it is. There's like women in the group chat.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look at what it was saying, but yeah, we're not
women in sports.
The woman in question.
Okay,
but yeah, most of them.
Okay, let me introduce this. Let's do the goddamn news. You guys know this is a solo episode. I'm not even going to spend time explaining it that much. Dave and I do the news. We write 12 jokes about it. I don't know what he wrote. He knows what I wrote. I'm doing the whole thing. If Dave and I do a joke that are on the same topic, we're going to have a joke off. Joking each other off. Ow! Joke. Each other off. Just gets weirder.
You add a sound to it every fucking week?
Every week it gets a little weirder. And yeah,
I just want to make you guys happy. I swear to God, I'm trying.
Right. This has been a weird episode from top to bottom.
I think it's been perfect.
And there is no judge now because we don't have a guest. Normally the guest judges. That's why I'm winning. But we'll throw it over to you guys. You can vote in the comments what joke you like better, if there even is a joke off. Yeah. I've written a bunch of bullshit this week, so let's see how we do. Dave.
Played a video game all week and then wrote all of these 12 minutes before I left my house today. All right. Jerry Seinfeld surprised by how hostile the reaction was to his support for Israel. Not the first Seinfeld star to make controversial remarks, though. He also made it worse when he was overheard yelling, "You can talk, you can talk, you can talk. You're brave now, motherfucker. Throw their asses out. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. Terrorists. Look, they're terrorists."
I like it.
I didn't look at I memorized the speech.
That's okay.
No, I listen to it every day.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite pieces of unintentional performance art. Republicans slam vice presidential candidate Kristi Noem for bragging about killing a puppy. This may spell doom for her career, especially considering the recent election of freshman Senator John Wick. kind of to what you were.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's why I pulled back a little.
Step on your
That's
feet
okay.
there.
It's why I didn't really play with that riff that much because I already had it written.
All good. All right. Biden makes sign of the cross during pro-abortion speech in Florida. Although to be fair, he's old enough to remember back when that was the incision they made before they cut the baby out of the woman. I fucked it up. I
felt like a genuine fumble, but I feel like you nailed it.
I'm looking at it now, and I wrote the word enough twice. I'm like, oh, damn it. That's why I had to autocorrect.
That was one of those ones where like the guy fumbles and it bounces right back into his arms and he goes in for the touchdown. That was great. All right. Let me try that again. The majority of voters no longer trust the Supreme Court. The court is working to fix this issue as soon as possible by immediately stripping those Americans of the right to vote.
They've already lost their right to protest.
It's like where you said to this one.
Reggie Bush is reinstated as the 2005 Heisman Trophy winner after changes in NCAA rules. And due to changes in NFL rules, he's also being awarded more career rushing yards now that it's illegal to tackle.
He would have been, I mean, so many guys would have been way better in this era. American tourist facing 12 years in prison after ammunition is found in his luggage on the islands of Turks and Caicos. The U.S. Embassy advises all American travelers that the only bullets you can legally travel with are the ones lodged in the bodies of your school-age children.
Jesus. That's not funny. All right. USC cancels main graduation ceremony amid growing student protest. Although there was a chance this was going to happen anyway, as they've also recently discovered you can't offer college credits for surfing and date rape. Don't stifle yourself, Neil. These jokes work best with boisterous laughs.
All right. U.S. fertility rate dropped to lowest in a century as births dipped in 2023. Scientists have begun theorizing that a woman's uterus releases hormones to predict and react when Donald Trump pulls ahead in the polls.
Zoom.
Bing. Got it. He's not good for reproductive rights.
Overrun Japanese town putting up 8-foot barrier to block tourist photos of Mount Fuji. This has been met with some backlash by the Chinese who said, yeah, building a giant wall to keep it from being overrun by foreigners is kind of our thing.
I like that joke. I also like how you kind of like reacted as if somebody corrected you that it was Fuji mid joke. You're like Fiji, I mean Fuji, and then you're like, yeah, right. Like I don't believe that, but I'll go with it. It is Fuji.
What's Fiji then? That's just
the
water?
Island. It's an island in the Pacific somewhere.
Less impressive about the water.
All right. Okay, this is the number one on that image. Utah cat found safe in a California after 6 days stuck in an Amazon return box. The cat was rescued by an Amazon employee, which is lucky, as if the box had made it back to China, it would have had to rely on the kindness of an employee of Whole Foods.
Man, the Chinese getting it from all angles from us right now. We're
like
sorry.
A little wet market joke. That's all.
Don't execute anyone for watching this. All right.
The CCP blocks must block us.
All right. Idaho's biggest hospital says emergency flights for pregnant patients are up sharply. Although since most Idaho citizens can't afford air travel, they've inflated these numbers by also including flights of stairs.
See, the problem with that joke is I don't believe many residents of Idaho go up flights of stairs. Dead dolphin found riddled with bullets on Louisiana beach. Police suspect gang activity as criminals condemn snitches and often get violent when they discover a known flipper. Thank you.
God damn it.
Thank you.
All right.
Someone unloaded a clip in a dolphin.
I know. They
I have to
shot it
report
to
on that.
death.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
All right. Caleb Williams' Bears jersey sets record after draft. And it's not just due to his immense talent either. It's also for its practical uses, as it's the only current jersey with a place to store your nail polish and lip gloss.
Yeah, you can accessorize with it.
Yeah,
Very well
exactly.
accessorized. Powerful Nebraska tornado ravages communities and rips the headstones from local cemeteries. Families now have to make the hard decision to replace the grave markers or honor the dead by erasing all record that they had to live and die in Nebraska.
All right. Jets select Alabama defensive back as 2024 NFL drafts Mr. Irrelevant. And they also think he's going to fit in greatly with the team, as no team has more knowledge in being irrelevant
than the Jets. That's a CIA conspiracy, actually, that the Jets are bad. I'm taking cues from my main man QB1. All right. Iraqi TikTok star Fahad shot dead in Baghdad, and experts have narrowed the suspects down to 3 terrorist groups capable of such social media violence: ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and fans of Nicki Minaj. They're terrible.
All right. The Louvre Museum looks to rehouse the Mona Lisa in its own room underground. The hope is that if enough people are willing to go down for Mona Lisa, they may finally be able to get a smile out of her. Boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. This one goes at the end of this next one. That clip, that image. Owen Wilson reportedly turned down $12 million to be in a movie that argued O.J. Simpson was innocent, which is less a principle stand from the actor as it is an acknowledgement that it's better to be unemployed than to be playing Kato Kalin. Because that's clearly who he would have had to be in the O.J. story. Look at that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
We know those might have been the worst Owen Wilson impressions.
Oh, those were Owen Wilson? Jesus. I was like, what the fuck are they doing right now?
That was Dave and I trying our best.
Okay.
Wow.
No.
There you go.
Well, this is going to become one of those where everyone's trying it out.
Wow, what a great thing. Wow.
More football. Actually, yeah, 2 of my next 3
Hey,
football.
it was draft week.
I know. Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell injured in shooting. Teen arrested. Even though he's going to face harsh punishment for it, the teen does need to be commended for coming out on top despite bringing a gun to a tank fight.
All right. One person killed in shooting at Waffle House near Ohio State's campus, marking the most peaceful 24 hours in Waffle House history.
All right. Travis Kelce achieves huge career milestone with eye-popping new contract. It's the largest contract for a tight end in NFL history, an amount of money that can be called by some people in his life as cute.
Ohio company launches Thermonator, a flame-throwing robot dog. That's true. With the marketing campaign, quote, Thermonator, the only dog that can roll over your entire neighborhood.
All right, last one for me. USDA issues recall alert for nearly 8,220 pounds of frozen meat pizza. Yeah, they were alerted to these issues by dozens of calls they received saying, it's not delivery, it's diarrhea.
All right. My last one. This will be this at the end of this one. Kanye West announces Yeezy porn amid reports of adult film company. Nice. Which will help Kanye, but make it very complicated for all fans of his music to search for the songs.
Damn.
Hey,
There you go.
well, that's the news. What do you got coming up?
Nah, what do I have coming up? Nothing. I have nothing. Literally nothing for the next 2 weeks. So
Good.
don't look for me anywhere. I'm
Well, they can follow you on social media, right?
Yeah, they can follow me. I don't post, but they can follow me.
Yeah.
Where would they follow you?
At Danny D'Aprile, D'Aprile.com. No, on Instagram.
No,
All right, I'm sorry. I'm
Danny
sorry. I'm fucking
D'Aprile on
around.
IG. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, at Danny D'Aprile on Instagram. Also, if you search Danny D'Aprile, you can friend me on Facebook until I get to the 5,000 friend limit. Let's do it. Let's get me to the friend limit. And that's it. I'm banned from Twitter.
Yep.
You got banned, huh?
Well, I think I could go back now that Elon's in control, but I don't want to. Once I get banned from a social media site, I'm done
Call
with
it
it.
that.
So Jack kicked me out. And so
I don't have much to promote. So Neil, bring up a Sixer score.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, let's see what
I
the
already have
Sixers
it up
do.
right now, everybody. Sorry, yeah. So it is quarter 4. We've got
I wanna
11 minutes left, and I'm gonna right now 74-70.
Ooh,
Philadelphia
that's
is
a-
up.
That's exactly a lead that I expect them not to hold for
Yeah, that
11
doesn't
minutes
seem-
and 19 seconds.
that does not seem
Yeah.
like a good score for us, but
I
But
know.
hey, if there's
We're
more
leading.
shots that Joel could pass up that he's automatic from to try to draw a foul at the waning seconds, that's
Then,
what that's what gave him Bell's palsy. Okay.
hey, they could do a heroic effort tonight,
Yeah.
and then all they would be is one game back.
And
after.
buy a shirt.
yes,
yeah.
buy some
Dave
shirts
Dave
from
is
us, please.
so giving up. He's like, it's time for his nap. I think.
Well, I
Uh,
think we're both equally salty that we don't have anything this weekend. So,
No.
Yeah, what do
Hey.
you got?
what do you got? coming up?
Yeah. You guys can check me out. I am neilwood.com, but go over and check out everything on Drop10 Media, drop10.com. Go check out their podcast page. You can get all their information. You can go to the merch store and get some of their merch as well. And go over to drop10.com and get all that stuff there. And you will see these guys on the shows if they want to bug me and come on out to some stuff. So if you feel like it, come on out. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to
I'll
follow
bug
them
you
on
after.
everything.
You said you don't remember booking me when it happens on the air.
Or if I got a lot of things going on and I might not remember an on-air booking.
And, yeah.
Well,
and check us out next week. We got Elijah the Barber,
Oh gosh,
Who's-
I'm excited,
a comedian.
and also
A
a barber,
barber, yeah, but yeah, I didn't want you to think we just have a barber coming on. We have a comedian.
which would frankly be
goes by-
ridiculous considering you and me host this podcast. So,
Yeah.
I have things to talk about.
so if you want to
from the
see,
barber aspect too.
if you want
Yeah.
to see two bald men discuss the professional hair industry
Well, it's
and
great.
comedy,
I've actually never seen him without a hat, so he might also be bald.
Some of
bald
the best-
barber.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next
Yeah,
week. But
yeah.
you want a bald barber?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next week, guys. You've been great. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was a. we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.